up, everybody? Now, look, this creature right here will probably destroy, okay, not destroy, but definitely beat his ass. I'm just saying. This thing makes Baraki look like a joke. It makes Emogi look like a joke. Hashtag Dragon Wars. If you have not seen that movie, I suggest you go see it. It came out like in the early 2000s, maybe even in 1999, maybe, nope, somewhere in 2000. I remember it was 2001 or maybe 2003 or 4. I'm not sure, you guys. But it was titled Dragon Wars. I suggest you go check out that movie and have a good time with it. I mean, it's pretty good plot, story, detail, and pretty much just watch it for the dragons. I'm not even kidding. Just watch it for giant snake-looking dragons, like this one right here. Now, let's dive into this creature right here. This is another creature on pretty much the monsters hidden potential list. The cut out monster list. The scissor list, basically. They were cut out for there wasn't enough human victims to eat. But this thing could have so much potential to be more than it already is. Now, I'm going to dive into the first thing here. And that is, what is this creature? This creature resembles Baraki or Emogi or King Cobra from the TriStar Godzilla series. Now, this Cobra is instantly and obviously longer than Baraki. Baraki is over 200 feet, as is Emogi, in his Cobra form, actually. So, this thing obviously has to be taller than both of them combined. This thing is 400 feet long, because the tail extends all the way to that temple. So that means this creature might be a lot longer than pretty much Baraki and Emogi. I'm saying those two because they're the longest kaiju cobras to ever exist in terms of media. I mean, only wants to show up really, in my opinion, but whatever. So what can this thing do? I'd say obviously it's venomous. I think that we can all rule out right now. That thing is venomous. But why? But what else could it do? It could like snakes, it can constrict and wrap itself around its prey. And judging by the look of those scales, they seem jagged edge. This thing's scales might be sharp enough to cut past rocks and possibly even metal. Because last time we checked, the Skur Buffalo tanked a helicopter falling on his back and got up like it was nothing. He was like, thanks, Kong. You know, I really didn't want to because I was pretty lazy, you know? Yeah, whatever. But I'm just thinking this snake right here, this Cobra, this Death Cobra, this Death Seeker, something with death, Death Adder, Death Mighty, Death a Nation, Deathology. No, I'm just kidding. But this Cobra right here must have an impressive bite force. I mean, it's a bite force that will probably put a Megalodon to shame. This thing definitely will eat Megalodon for breakfast. I'm not even kidding. The way how it looks like if Megalodon was swimming towards the thing in the distance, it would try to bite it, only to have his teeth broken, and then the snake just opened up his mouth like, okay, I guess dinner came to me today. Shark food. Ding. But anyway, guys, let's get into the reason why this thing was cut out. This creature, obviously, I don't think it would have fought Kong. I really don't think so. I think Kong would probably avoid this thing, especially since he was so young. I mean, the guy was 100 feet tall, and Kong's a teenager, basically. I mean, seriously. Why go ahead and risk your life, right? I don't think Kong would stack up to this thing. No kidding. He would probably have the arm advantage, but this thing seems a little too much for Kong. I think it would overwhelm Kong eventually, because you gotta think about it. Snakes are pretty fast, and this is a supersized version of one of the deadliest snakes on the planet. It's a freaking king cobra, for crying out loud. It strikes probably at surprising fast speeds, probably faster than the speed of light, maybe even the speed of sound. It's definitely breaking the sound barrier when it strikes Kong. I'm planning on saying it. This snake is breaking the sound barrier when it strikes Kong. I mean, this thing would probably get a good venomous bite on Kong and break bones at the same time. That's how powerful I think this creature would be. I mean, seriously. How much force do you think is behind that bite? I mean, truth be told, Kong didn't really use his teeth against the skull crawler, so we don't know if Kong could really get a good bite on someone and just crush it. You know? I mean, show out a human, I mean, that one human fell into his mouth. That was actually hilarious. He was like, "Aah!" And Kong was like, "Ow. Delicious." Oh, time to kill the rest of the helicopters. But this thing was probably cut out due to budget, which is mainly one of the few things this movie has pretty much problems with. The MonsterVerse is probably one of the most expensive animatronic versions because, think about it. Look, King of Monsters, we're getting Ghidorah, Mothra, and Rodan right next, and they all have. They might not even have time to showcase all the other kaijus that might appear in there, because there are more kaijus or titans or Earth Defenders. Hashtag Earth Defenders Godzilla Unleashed down in the comic section. I love that game. If you guys don't have it, where have you been? But look, I really feel like, this thing would just be a little too much for Kong. I think Kong would get the best of it in the beginning, but then slowly, I think the snake would actually he would get a wrap. That's how I think it would happen. The snake would get a coiling and constricting wrapping, and then once Kong really doesn't, Kong's not going to see that coming, I'm being honest. Kong's not going to see the snake just blitz and wrap around him. I mean, it is Kong, so not even lowballing even. Kong's not going to be ready for the wrap, and this snake will probably get a good life-threatening bite on Kong's neck, and then throw him with the force of its body away, pretty much throw Kong away from him so he doesn't try anything. And then I think the snake would either retreat to a safe distance and wait for it to take hold. So really, I think Kong could beat this thing if he has a clear chance or whatever. If the odds are stacked in his favor and he can get the drop on this snake, I mean, that's very hard because snakes can send a vibration in the ground, even when they're in trees. In water, that's multiple vibrations. I mean, look where this thing is. Now, I'm going to try to make a compelling story for this creature. Now, let's say we're going to put it near the village area. Let's give the skull crawlers a real good reason not to go near the village. So this is when Kong's family has been killed and the skull crawlers are running rampant because they think, well, since our competition is gone, we're going to have ourselves a party. So what they do is they start running rampant and they're going after the humans because they're the easiest prey. The humans are, the wall doesn't really hold for that long. It does kill a few skull crawlers. We'll say about 30. Nope, I was about to say 30. Oh my god, that would have been such a high ball. We'll say about 19 max. 19 in total. Skull crawlers, they each take their time. And some actually make it over the wall until it comes down, but they have horrifying wounds. The people are running scared. Some are chucking even spears. They're chucking spears and they're impaling the skull crawler, obviously, but it's it's not working. Holy crap, we're screwed. And so we cut to this little boy. He's running from a juvenile skull crawler. It's gaining on him. The boy is at the water, and surprisingly enough, he can't swim. This skull crawler is closing in on him. He's getting close. He opens his mouth wide, and he is about to swallow this boy whole until we see a shadow. We see this black figure. We see a black shadow, right? You know when black things rise into the water, you just see like that black thing right there. And then, bow! Right before the skull crawler can even get the boy, there's a bite. The skull crawler is yelping, and then you hear a crunch, and it's dead. Then the camera pans over to a giant King Cobra with a skull crawler in his mouth. Oh yeah. I think that would have been one of those holy kind of moments. You know, one of those, oh my gosh. What the is that? A giant snake, idiots. I wouldn't do it. So I think at that point, once they see like, oh my gosh, where did this thing come from? I think the juvenile skull crawlers, they would be a snack. So I say this snake swallows it whole, and then it starts beelining for skull crawlers. I mean, this thing starts eating, chomping, crushing, and eating. The skull crawlers even attack it, but their teeth cannot get through those jagged scales. They actually hurt themselves biting down on it, biting down on his scales than him pretty much getting hurt. I mean, seriously. So really, guys, I'd say that the skull crawlers would basically be demolished at that point. This gives them a real good reason to actually go back into hiding, because now they have our apex predator there. They really won't attack the village, because truth be told, I feel like given the number of skull crawlers, they would eventually knock that wall down. And so, I really think that this thing actually had amazing potential. This thing could actually be a better ally for Kong than enemy, because like I said earlier, Kong would be overwhelmed in a long-term fight with this thing. I mean, seriously, like, Kong, it's just not worth the risk. Don't fight anything you're not supposed to. I mean, seriously, I think your parents would probably avoid this a bit more, you know. But comment down below, please like and subscribe, and share with your friends. And next time, I will be bringing you giant ants.